Well, hello there, my friend, and welcome back to Learn by Doing. Second time now.
Second time, second brew, second learning by doing.
And today we have returned with something as interesting as a winter ale.
Yeah, today we're gonna brew a spiced winter brown ale.
Let's start off by saying that we're both huge Christmas lovers.
Yeah.
And today is the beginning of October. However, when you see this, it will be the beginning of November, which means that we'll have a drink that we can try in December. So this is the first time this year that we're actually going to do something Christmassy or festive.
Yeah, and actually we're quite late doing this. Everybody now is in a hurry this week to do the Christmas beers. It feels like this is the last week. It's because the Christmas beers tend to be more complex. They seem to be a bit stronger and have a lot more flavor. The beer needs a bit more time to mature in the bottle because of these complex flavors.
And saying that I'm excited is an understatement.
Yeah.
When it comes, because if there's one thing that we always had, you and me as a tradition together, is try all the winter lagers, all the winter beers, the winter ales and the Christmas beers together throughout December. Every year we tried more or less everything that's been released in Sweden over the years, I would say.
Yeah, so talk about tradition and Christmas traditions. Ours is trying every single Christmas beer that's ever been brewed and is available here in Sweden.
And this year we will be able to try our own.
Yes, so excited too, very excited. We have measured up 5 grams of salt in here. And these salts are calcium chloride. And magnesium sulfate.
All right, nice.
So we just have a couple of grams each of those, and that's all that's needed. 1 gram too much or 1 gram too little of either of those, and our beer will be unbalanced again.
So it's very important to go like on proper measurements here.
Absolutely. And also very important if you want to make a good beer to correct the water to match the style of beer that you're making.
Of course.
With the IPA that we made last time, we didn't have to do so much adjusting the water profile there. We actually wanted the water to be a bit softer. This helps with the bitterness. But today we're looking to brew a beer that's a bit maltier, a bit more sweetness.
Of course.
And that brings us actually conveniently to our malt.
Which looks amazing in different layers.
Yeah, and actually here we can kind of see what we're mixing in. It's mostly pale ale malt. This is our base malt. This is what will give us basically the alcohol, I guess, the fermentable sugars. We have some nice roasted chocolate malt here.
For chocolate flavor?
It brings a little bit of chocolate flavor, but I think it's mainly the color. But we're using more of this particular malt type, which is crystal malt. This will bring a little bit of bread, cake, biscuits, and caramel flavor, which is kind of what we're going for. We're going for Christmas cake, spicy Christmas cake kind of beer.
Lovely.
And then we have actually one more addition of Caramunich malt.
All right.
Which is also a base malt. It brings a little bit more of malt sweetness, and it also brings a bit more foam stability to our beer. So we're going to get that nice crown on the top. Nice bit of foam.
Nice.
Then we have our hops. We're using
Pre-measured, everything pre-measured this time.
Everything pre-measured.
That's why you learn by doing.
Yeah. So this time we learned to do our prep, so we're not so stressed.
Nice.
But here you have Target hops from the US. These are our bittering hops.
What flavors are we looking forward through that one?
So this is purely actually just for bittering, and we're using 20 grams of Northdown hops from the UK.
Is it fair to say that you made a crime getting this here?
Yes, we won't talk about that too much, as I don't want to incriminate myself. But these hops may or may not have found their way here by means other than...
You might have been home in England visiting your family, and these hops might have been in your bag.
They may or may not have been in my bag when I went through customs.
And these hops you've actually tried to get for a long time.
Yeah, they're not available in Sweden. And actually they're quite an important hop. They have an interesting flavor profile, which is very important in certain beer styles. In our brown ale, this is very, very useful, as is Target actually, which was the first hop edition. But we want this because this hop will give us pine, berries and spice.
Oh, nice.
Which is exactly what we're looking for. After we've added our hops, we are actually going to add some of this.
I'm already laughing. This is the Christmas spice. And oh my God.
I think if we talked about smell-o-vision, but if you could only smell this, it's Christmas in a bag.
It is, especially Swedish Christmas in a bag, because they're very much, I would say that it's the exact smell of the gingerbread cookies that we're so famous for here in Sweden, and that we have as our tradition in our Christmas celebration.
Absolutely. And it's because we have cinnamon in here, but we also have clove and dried orange peel.
Oh, nice.
Which should work in harmony with the hops that we've chosen as well.
Nice.
In addition to these, which will be put into the beer when we're boiling it, we will also put these into the fermenter. But we're also going to add some raisins into here as well.
Nice. To get a Christmas cake kind of vibe.
Yeah, we're going Christmas cake.
Also sugar, brown sugar.
We have brown sugar, not so much for flavor, actually. But we're going to use brown sugar to raise the ABV of our beer, which would have come out at 5.6, but with the help of 58 grams of brown sugar, we're going to bring our beer up to 6.0. So this is basically just a snack for the beer when it's fermenting.
Nice.
The idea is that the fermentable sugar from the malt will be consumed by the yeast, but also this sugar addition as well. So not flavor, but purely alcohol is what we're going to get from this.
Nice.
Sugar plus yeast equals alcohol.
Nice.
And of course we need to talk about our yeast. And today we're talking about London Ale 3 from Y-Yeast.
All right, have you tried it before?
I've never tried this yeast before. I do like Y-Yeast. I do like these smack packs as well. A lot of people complain about them. You need to bring it to room temperature and you give it a good whack like this. And that will activate the yeast from the inside, which is in a small little bag inside this bag. And it works as a starter, if you can imagine, like a bread starter if you're baking bread or making pizza.
So this time we have prepared all the malts, and the kettle is almost ready.
Yeah.
So what's the next step?
All right, so in a couple of seconds, when our brew monk 30-liter system starts beeping, we'll lift off the lid, we'll install our pump, which we use to recirculate the wort. If you don't remember what wort is, then watch our previous video.
Can I also say that the recipes will always be released in the description when we release Learn by Doing by itself as own videos. And also you can go to Brew's Friend and search for Brew Dave, which is your name, and you can find all the recipes we do for all our beers there as well. Oh,
correct.
Look at that. It's time.
All right, let's lift off the lid. As you can see, that's nice and warm there. We just put that down, add our pump. Okay, now let's add our malt. And again, the most important thing is to make sure all of the malt is wet. So it doesn't stick and foam dough balls. So I don't know if you can see that right now, but the color coming through the pump, it's still quite light. Mm-hmm. This will change.
Normally.
It's not a good thing, it's not a bad thing, but you'll notice that during the time that we are mashing here, that the color will slightly change. It's starting already to go a bit more straw in color. Mm-hmm. All right, let's add our Caramunich, German wheat.
Before we continue, I would like to thank you for watching our content. We really put our hearts into making it, so if you like it, it would mean a lot to us if you like and subscribe to our channel, as well as to share our content to help us grow. I also want to remind you quickly that this content is a segment from our late night show, The Night and Us, and we always premiere all our segments in that show before uploading them separately. Now let's get back to your content.
All right, we've added all of our malt. Now we can just leave it for about 15 minutes. Now we've given it a good stir. All of the malt is wet, which means the grains have contact with water, and we can access these enzymes that will convert to fermentable sugars.
Will this give us a chance to try the beer we bought?
Yeah, I think now is about time for a beer.
So basically, this particular Halloween beer, which is a pumpkin ale, is the reason I bought it is basically because it has so much cinnamon. I tried it a couple of weeks ago, and I had to order another one just to give to Dave, so that we can get inspiration to this beer that we're making ourselves, because we do want cinnamon to be very much present in our beer. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, that's special.
It's Christmas in a bottle.
Even though it's a Halloween beer.
It is.
And it's Halloween in a couple of weeks. So, yeah, I think I might buy a can or two of this if
You should.
it's still around.
I actually bought 2 more for us to enjoy in Christmas time as well, because I do think that these are very much Christmas beers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what do you associate with Halloween when it comes to flavors other than pumpkin? Of course. But I mean, the spicy flavoring is definitely something I would associate with Christmas.
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff.
Yes.
All right. right, we have mashed our beer. It's gone 1 hour now with our malt in our mash tun. We just need to pump up the last bit of wort from the bottom, like so. And then detach the pump. That's done its job. And then we just need to bring the mash tun up. Don't know if you can hear that.
Yes.
But the wort is now dripping through the bottom. That's a really good sign. It means that none of the malt has stuck to the bottom, and it should be very easy for us to lauter. So to make a clear beer, we just need to drag some of the wort out from the bottom of our mash tun, our brewing vessel, and pour it over the top. All of the protein and bits of small grain will get stuck in the grain bed, and we should end up with a nice, clean, beautiful brown wort. So we'll just pour some of this out. And we need to pour out about 1/3 of wort.
In total?
In total. So we're going to need to do this 4 or 5 times. And we just carefully pour this over the top of the grain. There's another reason for doing this. The other reason, as we mentioned in our last video, is to extract any remaining fermentable sugars that we may have in the wort. And you'll notice that the more we do this, the clearer the beer will become. All right, so the second step of lautering, the bit where we pour hot wort over the grain. So we need to add water, but we can't just add cold water. It will mess around with the pH. And also we want to be able to cook the beer and boil it as fast as possible. If we just fill it up with cold water, it's going to take a longer time.
Exactly.
So we're warming the water up to 74 degrees, which it is right now. So we'll take this over to our brewing kettle and pour it over the top of the grain. Before we lauter, we're gonna just add our false top here on the top here, like so. And now we're ready to pour over the water. All right, time to activate our yeast, Frederick. And to do this, we need to give this a smack. Give the smack pack a smack.
A hard one, you said?
A hard smack.
Okay.
Yeah, so put it in the palm of your hand like this. And then there's a bag on the inside here, and we just need to break it, basically. So we just give it a good whack, like that. And I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a little fizz going on. Which means we did it first time. That never happens. So give it a little shake. And then leave that to do its thing for a good hour and a half. All right, so now we just need to program our brewing vessel here to start the boil. So we're gonna go to the temperature and just raise that up to boiling temperature, which is 100 degrees, funny enough.
Yes. And we do this while the last drops of water is leaving the mash.
Yeah, and we're doing that purely to save some extra minutes. So this will start boiling while we're off feeding the deers. We're gonna go with a 60-minute boil, again, quite standard for this type of beer. So we're not gonna change anything there. And we keep it at 1900 watts to keep the energy bills down. All right, so looking at our recipe, the gravity, that's the density of our wort with calculated sugar against water, should read 1049 we're using our hydrometer here. And as you can see, it's actually on 1050, which is as good as it gets.
Nice.
I almost met 1049.
We're having such a good brew day.
So far, so good.
So far, everything is going better than we ever could imagine.
Anything can happen.
Still.
Also, if you can see, it's got a very nice brown color.
It does.
Which is what we're looking for. And it's got a very nice malty aroma. So far so good.
Nice. Well, if your favorite part is the mashing, mine is feeding the deers. We do nature, we give nature a chance.
We give back.
We give back to society.
It's charity work for the animals.
It is.
By the way, check out that epic mushroom.
Nice. So, while our wort is boiling, is a great time to talk about this segment and the whole learn by doing process, isn't it, Dave?
Absolutely. Tell us more.
Well, first of all, there's a reason why I put my light blue shirt on, which is obviously because at the moment there is, by time of filming this, obviously, not by time of watching this, but by time of filming this, is the Oktoberfest in Munich in Germany. So a brilliant time for us to at least enjoy the Oktoberfest beer or the München beers. We do have some real October ones. This isn't, but it's still a very München beer, and the only reason why I wanted us to start with this is for you to make the joke, so make the joke.
This is Spartan!
However, what I can reveal by talking about the Oktoberfest is that we made a deal. And this is up to you now, because we decided that when we get to 10,000 subscribers, we will book and go towards Oktoberfest in Munich. And we will make a complete vlog series recording everything, even visit some breweries. I can assure you that. So make sure that not only you like and subscribe, but also that you show this to your friends. Share this on everything, on social medias, and make your friends see this as well. 10,000 subscribers and we're off to Munich.
Make it happen.
That's a promise.
All right, it's time now. Our kettle is boiling. We've reached 100 degrees Celsius. Let's get our hops in. These are gonna go in for the full boil, and that was our target hops that will give us the bitterness that we need
Exactly.
in our beer. So off with that, as you can see.
Whoa!
We got a really nice rolling boil. This is very important. The rolling boil, as we mentioned in the last episode, will get rid of lots of unwanted compounds.
Exactly.
So it looks good there. So we're gonna drop this in.
The hop spider!
Our famous hop spider. And our hops.
I'm looking forward to the smell.
In they go, 1 hour.
Not so much smell this time. As last time. The IPA smell was much more.
Yeah, here we're not getting much more than just grassiness. A bit of earth and grass tones.
So, 30 minutes left, and now it's finally time for the Christmas spices, and they smell lovely. And while I'm pouring this, Dave is measuring the raisins. There we go. Nice, 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 nice. How are we doing?
We're doing good. We got the raisins. Let's throw them in. Just like that.
A Christmas boil.
Oh my god, it smells of Christmas already.
Does it?
Yes. Oh.
Oh my god. Yeah, this will be good.
We've got 30 more minutes of the boil to go. We still need to add yeast nutrient. We still need to add protofloc to make our
And the hops.
Clean and hops. And we're also going to throw in, we decided in the last minute to throw in one more bag of Christmas spices.
Yeah, we did.
And flame out. That's when you turn off the flame, when you stop boiling the wort. So when we get to that point, we'll add even more Christmas spices, I think.
Nice.
Oh.
So, yeah, you can smell it. While we're waiting the last 30 minutes, we actually have the opportunity to stay out in the balcony, which is kind of weird for being in Sweden in October. We can still actually be outside on the balcony. Luxurious moment.
It's actually a very beautiful evening.
It is.
If you look that way.
It is.
And if I can add one more thing. Compared to the last episode and our last brew, today we've been as good as drinking beer as we have at brewing beer.
That's correct.
Cheers for that.
We're still doing the, this is the festive beer from Oktoberfest, the Dunkel one.
Dunkel, yep.
Very nice.
Nice.
Cheers to us and to a good brew day.
Cheers. All right, 15 minutes left. Every 5 minutes we're gonna have to add something to the wort. Right now we're gonna add the yeast nutrient.
We haven't worked this much since we started.
No, actually now it gets pretty intense, and time is a factor from now. So we're gonna add the yeast nutrient, which I normally call the energy bar for the yeast.
Exactly.
Give it a bit more.
How much?
Help. Actually, we need 1 gram, which is actually very difficult to measure out. Unless you have one of those high scale scales,
Exactly.
which drug dealers use. We don't have those, but about this much. So a pinch.
Pinch.
Yeah, a pinch. I'm actually just gonna throw that straight in here. Job done.
See you in 5 minutes.
5. Okay, 10 minutes left. So now we need to add the sugar and the protofloc. Again, the sugar will bump up the ABV of our beer by a couple of degrees. And the protofloc to clean up the beer. 5 minutes left. Let's add another addition of our Christmas spices and our Northdown hops.
The hops.
The hops.
That traveled. The hops that traveled.
The hops that would never have been. In with those. And
In the spider, right?
in the hop spider and in with some more spices. And now it smells like Christmas again.
Nice.
Nice.
So, last 5 minutes.
Last 5 minutes. In 5 minutes from now, we need to move the brewing kettle into the bathroom where we're going to run cold water through our cooling spiral to bring the wort down to fermentable temperatures. All right, so our beer has been resting for 15 minutes. They call it a hop stand to give the late addition hops and additions time to soak into the wort. The beer is down to about 85 degrees Celsius, but we need to get this down to 20 degrees, which is the temperature we're going to be fermenting at. So we've put in our cooling spiral, we've attached it to the water supply, and now we're going to run cold water through the spiral until we get to the right temperature.
Nice, let's do it.
We've chilled down our wort to the right fermentable temperature for the yeast that we're using, London Ale 3. So now we need to use our pump here to move it from our brewing vessel to our fermenting bucket. All right, finally we've got the beer in our fermenting vessel, our bucket.
Nice looking, huh?
We've looks beautiful. So now
Nice.
we're going to throw in our yeast. You can see the smack pack has worked. It's expanded
Yes.
here, so our starter has done what it's supposed to do. So we're now just going to open this with our sanitized scissors. Yeah. Okay, that's not such a nice smell. And now we just throw it in. And now, as we have added yeast, we have officially made beer.
Nice. Very good brew day.
Fantastic brew day. I can't remember a time when it's been this smooth, but that's the thing with brewing, especially homebrewing. You have to roll with the punches.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes you experience problems, but you need to give it time, relax, enjoy it.
Exactly.
And,
The only thing we don't know, which we just have to wait and see, is the spicing. To see whether we got the spices correct, if it was too much, if it was enough.
Too little, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, here we're really in no man's land. We have no idea how spiced our Spice Winter Ale is going to be. There's only one way to find out.
It is. So, just before we quit for today, like we said before, we have a thing. We're going towards the Oktoberfest for 10,000 subscribers.
10,000.
That's a goal. I mean, it's far to go. It's actually 9,700 to go. We have 300 at the moment, but still, hey, come on. You gotta start somewhere, and we have high hopes to build this channel, and we hope you like it. So, but it starts with you.
Like and subscribe.
Exactly, like and subscribe. Hit the bell button to get notifications when we release new materials, and also share it. That's the only way we can grow. Thank you very much for watching. Have we decided for next time? We have, haven't we?
We kind of have.
We're gonna stay in the
gonna-
Christmas area. We want to stay in the Christmas area.
We want to do one more Christmas beer, I think, but it's gonna have to be something that's gonna go a little bit quicker, which won't need so much bottle conditioning. It doesn't need to be in a bottle for too many weeks.
Of course,
We
and
only
at the
have a
same
couple
time, we
months
want
left.
to do something completely different from what we did today.
Yeah.
That's, I think, what we're going to tell. The rest is going to be a surprise. So,
Until next time.
With that being said, yes, exactly. See you next time, and enjoy your beer.
Cheers.
Yeah.